Let's take a look at measuring current in parallel circuits. We'll walk through a couple different builds and how to measure current. So let's start out here. We've got a couple resistors. We're going to build our circuit following the schematic diagram, beginning with our 1.5 k ohm 1500 ohm resistor. We'll give each leg or lead of the resistor its own junction rail in the breadboard. We'll do the same with our 1000 ohm resistor. Now they're each separate, right? Each resistor has its own pair of junction rails. We're going to join those here with a jumper wire. One jumper wire at the far end or negative end of our resistor, so one jumper wire at the top end or positive end of our resistors. Then to finish everything off, will give us a power supply. In this case, we're using 6 volts DC. We want to be able to initiate electron flow. So we will take our positive lead to the top end and the negative lead to the bottom end of our parallel bank. When we're all finished, we've got our circuit built to match the schematic diagram. If we're measuring current, we of course are going to need our current meter or ammeter set up to measure current. We'll connect our current meter leads to the jack ports under our current section of the benchtop multimeter, giving us one positive and one negative. I've opted to use the yellow and green, yellow for positive, green for negative in this case, just so we can differentiate them from the power supply. And then don't forget to tell your meter what you're measuring. In this case, DC amps we'll be measuring. So, as always, when we're measuring current, we want to create an opening in our circuit to insert the ammeter. As you can see in the schematic diagram, we're going to insert the ammeter in the first branch, the branch with our 1500 ohm resistor. That means we'll shift one of the resistor leads up into a mid-range or in between junction rail in our breadboard. And then we will connect the current meter from where we put that lead, the new position for that resistor lead. We'll connect our meter between that and the bottom of our bank. And so we now have our current meter in series with the 1500 ohm resistor. So we power on our power supply. We're going to set this to 6 volts as per the schematic diagram, and then we'll adjust our meter lead, ammeter to measure that value. So 6 volts is our target here. Oh, come on. Almost. Right about there. Just about. And then, as I said, we'll want to adjust the range setting on our ammeter so that we can display the actual current measurement. So we're looking at a target, and our schematic shows 4 milliamps, and we're hitting right about there, 4.03. Can't really see the decimal well on our display here. But about 4 milliamps is our measured current for the 1500 ohm resistor branch. If we upsize or increase our range setting, we do lose some specificity of the numbers, so always make sure your range setting is dialed in to as close to the values you can get, so you can get as specific as you can. We hit 4 milliamps right on the nose there. So probably want to measure current in our other branch, so we'll retrieve our leads from the ammeter. Don't forget to put your 1500 ohm resistor back in its original starting position, that is from the top of the bank to the bottom of the bank. And then we'll adjust our 1000 ohm resistor just like we did with the 1500. We'll bring one lead of the resistor up, just one junction in between, to create that opening for our ammeter. And you see our ammeter fits right in there. Kind of almost looks like a jumper wire when we put it in place correctly. We are expecting 6 milliamps current with our 6 volts. Yep, we're getting about 6.03 milliamps. Not bad. And again, if your range is set too high, it'll show kind of a higher current reading than actual. So we want to dial that in to as close to the current value as we can to get the most specific, precise measurement. 6.02 milliamps in this case. So we've measured both branches. we'll go ahead and reset our circuit. Make sure you put that 1000 ohm resistor back in its original starting position. And then we might as well, just for the sake of completion, measure total current for this circuit. Now in this case we can just move our positive power supply lead off to a separate junction rail in our breadboard to create the opening for our ammeter, and then we'll connect our current meter right in that opening, the positive ammeter lead with the positive power supply lead and the negative ammeter lead at the top of our parallel bank. And we had 4 milliamps in the 1500 ohm branch and 6 milliamps in the 1000 ohm. Gives us 10 milliamps total. And again, higher range setting gives us less specificity, so if we dial that down we get about 9.9 milliamps, and that's about right considering our volt supply dropped from 6 to 5.9. If we wanted to, we want to prove maybe that our main line current is the same no matter where in the main line we measure, so we can always move the negative power supply lead off to the side, free junction rail on our board, and insert the meter in the new opening, and we can measure total current here as well. As long as we're outside of the parallel bank, we can measure our total current, and it should be the same, right? Series pathway, 10 milliamps. We're looking at just under 9.9 milliamps. 9.89 milliamps is our total current measurement in this position. And again, higher range setting says it's 10, but we know if we're dialed in all the way, we are actually at about 9.88. Okay, so we measured total both from the power supply, positive and negative, and we measured individual branch currents, and those individual branch currents added up to 10. Let's take a look at a simplified version of building parallel circuits. This helps move things around a lot less. You see that when we have to create that gap, we get things moving around a bit. So we're going to build the exact same circuit, 1500 ohm resistor in parallel with a 1000 ohm resistor. But now we take out those jumper wires that we use for the top and bottom of our parallel bank, and we just connect the power supply leads, the positive to the top leads of our resistors and the negative to the bottom leads. Now when we want to measure a branch resistance, we do the same process, moving that one lead of the resistor up into a junction rail between the top and bottom, creating the gap for our ammeter. Right? We did that all just the same before, but now we don't worry so much about where that top rail and bottom rail jumper wire is. And we should get the same 4 milliamps reading, and you see we're right about where we were before, a little better, 3.97, 3.98, and again with the 5.9 volts on our power supply. Now the benefit of this build is that when I reset, put my 1500 ohm resistor back to its original starting position, instead of yanking the ammeter leads out of there, I just leave them where they are, and I move the 1000 ohm resistor into the measuring position. It does reduce our changes just a tiny bit, and again, we don't have any risk of a jumper wire being loose or something like that. And just this way we can measure the current from the 1000 ohm resistor instead. And you see we're getting 6 milliamps on that, which is what we got before and what we expected to measure. And even with this setup, just like we did when we had the expanded version with the jumper wires on our top and bottom of the parallel bank, we can measure total current just by moving the power supply lead into an open junction rail in our breadboard. And we're measuring the bottom at the negative lead. And you'll see here I put the ammeter leads in reverse polarity, and that's to show that even though it gives us a negative value, that value still matches our total 10 milliamps current. It's negative because our meter is connected in opposite polarity to the power supply, but it's still giving us that 10 milliamps value. And if I do reverse those leads to match the polarity of the power supply, putting the negative ammeter lead with the negative of the power supply and the positive ammeter lead with my parallel bank, we go right to the 10 milliamps. It's just the same current, we're just in an opposite polarity if we happen to reverse those leads. And that is to say, if you do that measurement, then just swap your leads. So thanks for watching, hope that helped.